Have you ever found yourself looking at somebody's profile and you just think, huh? For one reason or another, whether it's good, bad or confusing, you're just in shock. Well, we're going to be investigating those sort of profiles today. Every profile that we're going to be taking a look at today was taken from the comments of the previous video that we did similar to this around about a week ago. So if you have any suggestions or any profiles you want me to take a look at in the future, then make sure to get your comments in. I'm not going to waste any more time. If you've not watched one of these videos before, I'm sure you'll get the gist of it when we start looking at these profiles. I want to say we've got quite a few to go through today, so let's get to it. The first profile that we're going to be taking a look at is Mining Instinct. They are Skyblock level 158 with a 2.5 billion net worth and a skill average of 32. The only notable armor set that they really have is this storm setup with wither goggles, and they also have a Hyperion. Magical power of 510, and other than the Hyperion, they have a gemstone gauntlet, and that's pretty much it. So I think what this really means is if you're currently working towards a Hyperion, if this guy's got one, then you can have one, because it's quite simple. You've got a Hyperion and storm setup and a little bit of magical power, and that's it. If you really do focus all of your money into one thing, I guess you can achieve it. Out of the 2.5 billion net worth, the majority of it is the Hyperion and the storm setup, and of course a sheep pet. This must be a fresh purchase because they are just cata 24 as well. But yeah, I'd say ideally you want a little bit more magical power than 510 for a hype, but I guess it'll do the job. Let's move on. But before we do, if you are planning on purchasing anything from the Hypixel store, make sure to use code NITROS. It gets yourself 5% off. You should subscribe to the channel. If you watch the videos and you haven't subscribed, please make sure to do so. You should join the Discord server. It's linked in the description of this video. We offer slayers and dungeon carries, so if you need carries or want to carry and make some coins, make sure to join. Now, it may seem like there's not really been any proper progression videos recently, and I have been working on something for a while and I'm still working on it, so it is coming, but sometimes it's just nice to have a little bit of a break and do something like this. Anyway, here we are, HyperactiveYT. Skyblock level 307 with a 4.2 billion coin net worth, skill average of 46. And let's just take a look at what they've got. Final Destination set, Necron set, Divan set. What else do we have? Some sort of strange crimson. I guess this maybe, is this for Blaze Slayer potentially? We've got a very basic Aurora set. And then they have a Sully to 5 Juju shortbow, Giant Sword, and an Atma split. Axe of the Shredded, magical power of just shy of 900. They've got a few half decent pets, a Gemstone Gauntlet, cata 37. Honestly, Slayers could be worse. They've got Rev 9 and they have Vampire 5. Oh well, this isn't the craziest, most scuffed profile you've ever seen. You'd think for level 307 you'd probably have a Hyperion or a Terminator. I know not everybody progresses in the same way, and I'm not saying this is anywhere near as scuffed as some of the profiles we're going to take a look at, but after all, we are still warming up. So let's move on. We're on to Love Kudra. I +1 the name. I also love Kudra. I'm not saying I'm good at it. Anyway, level 206, a net worth of 7.3 billion. Let's see, what else we have? Skill average 43. This profile is about 2 months old. They have a really nice Aurora set. So they have Mana Pool and Veteran. So this is obviously for Slayers, probably for E-Man. All burning 10 star as well, with the goggles. Actually some pretty nice equipment. Mana Pool 5 Gauntlet of Contagion. Godroll Implosion Belt, that's really nice. Molten Cloak, Dominance Mana Pool. And Mana Pool, Mana Regen, Vanquish, Magma Necklace. I mean, it's looking pretty good so far, I can't lie. They've got this Terra setup with Warden Helmet, Burning 10 starred again, and it looks like they're going for Lifeline. I mean, it's a pretty nice setup. Oh dear, they've committed the ultimate sin. It looks like they're working on a Crimson setup, but they've chocolate dyed it. Anyway, they have a Hyperion and a Terminator, just over 1,000 magical power, a level 200 G-Drag, and some other nice pets. Cata 31, relatively decent Slayers. But this is all in 2 months. It's like kind of seeing, you know, one extreme to the other. This person has made quite a lot of progress in 2 months. They've got Skyblock level 200 in a couple of months, which I'm sure people could probably do better, but it's still pretty decent. They've managed to get themselves 3 good armor sets. They've also managed to get themselves a Hyperion and a Terminator and over 1,000 magical power. It's pretty damn decent. And put that to the last profile where a lot of time was spent and I guess not really too much was done. Or maybe not too much was done, but the items just weren't there. Yeah, let's move on. Moving on to Sartoris. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. Probably not. Anyway, moving on. Skyblock level 167. We've got a net worth of 4 billion coins. Joined 3 years ago, so quite a while ago. Skill average of 37. So let's see what else we have. We've got a relatively normal enough storm setup with the goggles. Terra, Necron. They've of course got a Hyperion. 530 magical power. They've got some decent pets, I guess. Gemstone Gauntlet. Cata 24. Slayers are so-so. Don't like a 3-year-old profile. This has got 3.2k hours, by the way. It was left in the comments, so thank you for that. And only Skyblock level 167. I mean, at least they've got themselves a Hyperion and a few decent armor sets. But 530 magical power. Come on. Now, it seems to be almost a trend at the moment for some players to have a really high skill. So, for instance, a really, really high cata, like almost cata 50. And not really have anything else on the profile. Of course, they have all the gear, but they just don't progress into anything else at all. They just hard rush dungeons, and that's pretty much it. And it makes some profiles look really, really goofy. And we're about to look at one. So this person's profile goes by the name of Ollie Briggs. Skyblock level 153. With an 11 billion coin net worth and a skill average of 28. All of the main skills other than combat are relatively low. They've got a crazy, crazy good LCM storm setup. They've got a really, really nice Chimera 4 Dark Claymore. Of course, they have a Hyperion. Over 1.2k magical power. Level 200 G-Drag. Oh yeah, and a Cata 50. I guess they've done enough Slayers to get by. It's just really funny to look at. But I'd say, as with anyone who has its Cata 50, GG's, it can't be an easy grind. I mean, if you enjoy dungeons and you're good at dungeons, then maybe it's not so bad. Okay, now we're moving on to Smexy Pie. Skyblock level 51 with a 3.3 billion coin net worth. Kind of already know where this is going. Skill average of 14. They've got a Maxa setup, and they can't use the Legion on it with the Bonzo mask. And if you guessed that they had a Jerry Sheen gun, you'd be right. But they also have a Hyperion. And they also actually have a Golda setup. Can't use the Last Stand on it. Interesting. 198 magical power. Insert skull emoji. Yeah, they have a level 100 legendary sheep. And they've got Cata 28. If anyone can shed more light on this profile, please do, because I don't know what's going on. Yeah, maybe they're going for something similar to the last profile we took a look at, but at the same time they have less than 200 magical power. How many talismans do they actually have? They've barely even got 2 rows. Now we go next. Now moving on to It's Creeper MC with a Skyblock level of 265. They've got a net worth of just less than 3 billion coins with a skill average of 45. They've joined 2 years ago. Now let's see. They have a Divan setup, which is actually not too bad. I mean, at least the chest plate and leggings aren't too bad. They have a Necron setup, a Final Destination, and not really too much else. As far as weapons go, they have a Gemstone Gauntlet, which is not really a weapon, but they have a Livid Dagger and a Juju Shortbow. Magical power of just less than 800. The pet situation is actually looking relatively decent. I mean, they don't have one really, really good pet, but they have quite a lot of decent pets. The Cata 32, and I guess the Slayers could be worse, but ideally Enderman Slayer 7. Now, the reason why this is just a little bit strange is because they've obviously spent a decent amount of time on the profile. Skill level 265 is pretty. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. But they only have a 3 billion coin net worth. I mean, what I will say is at this point, you've got quite a lot of pets sitting there that you can't be using all at once. I'd probably just sell some of them. They're all level 100 as well. Okay, there's one name that I see on repeat in Skyblock. If you're ever searching for expensive weapons on the AH, this name will come up time and time again. Dick9. There it is. There it is. I'm sure there'll be more. Surely. There's got to be more. I'll find more. It'll be easier just to take a look at his AH. So, we've got Hyperion, 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 Terminator, oh, here's another Terminator. Oh, here's a Claymore, a Claymore, a Claymore. Artifact of Control, the Divan's Alloy, G-Drag, you know, he's a rich guy. And he seems like a serious AH flipper. And yeah, I don't think that would be wrong. He has 114 billion coin net worth, and that's probably more, considering I don't think it counts the items on your auction house. But let's take a look at the rest of his profile. Level 260. Skill average 48. I mean, it's really not too bad. Actually, a really nice Divan setup. Pretty decent Storm setup. Necron setup. Another Necron setup, why not? They don't have a Hyperion or a Terminator. They've got just less than 1,000 magical power. Really decent pets. But, yeah. So they've spent 1,024 billion coins And they've earned 1,298,000,000,000, meaning that from AH flipping, they've profited, what is that, like 270, 280 billion coins? That is an absolutely insane figure. I honestly don't know how they get their hands on this many higher tier items. I don't know whether they lowball. I guess they're very well known in the community because they're constantly listing really expensive items. So maybe if you're that well known, you just have people coming to you all the time wanting to sell you expensive items, and maybe that's how it works. Or other than that, I don't know. I really don't know how you get this many really high tier items. But regardless, it's very, very impressive. If you take a look at this guy's auction house, at pretty much any time, there is this amount of ridiculously high tier items. But that just about brings today's video to an end. Like I said at the start, if you've got any scuffed profiles that you know of, or maybe it's your own profile that you want me to take a look at in a future video, then make sure to comment them down below. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.